How's it going, guys? I'm here to review Friday the 13th Part 2, 1981, the sequel to the original Friday the 13th film.
Hello?
The plot begins with the main character from the first film, Alice, having a nightmare of the events of the first film, waking up, and she is going through the struggles of life. The struggles and the pain that she lived in the first Friday the 13th film. And spoiler alert, somebody kills her in the very beginning of the film. I'll just tell you, it's Jason Voorhees. Jason is back from the dead. Or I guess he didn't die drowning in the lake, apparently, and he saw his mother's death that night when his mother was killed by Alice, and ever since that night, he vowed revenge on any camp counselor who goes on Camp Crystal Lake. They will be killed by Jason Voorhees, and he will kill for his mother.
The body count continues. 14.
All doomed. You're all doomed.
So that's pretty much the plot for Part 2 in the same time. It's just the same thing as Part 1. Camp counselors trying to rebuild the camp, and of course, these counselors get killed off one by one, but instead of Pamela Voorhees, it's Jason Voorhees. In this film, this is Jason's first appearance in any of the Friday the 13th films. But he doesn't get the infamous hockey mask just yet. In this movie, he has a sack over his face because his face is deformed. I don't want to really spoil the ending, but I could say it's one of the coolest endings of all time. Let's just say that involves Jason Voorhees and the actual decapitated head of his mother. And one of the heroines, which is Jenny, that's the character's name, is trying to trick Jason into thinking that she's the mother. And that's all I can say. I don't want to tell you the strategy of her plan.
16. Help! 17.
So what did I think about this movie? This movie's actually not bad. It's pretty much the same thing as the first one, but just a little less scarier and more, it relies more on the gore and the kills itself. Everything feels the same, the score, the feel, the tone, the setting. Everything is like an exact copy and paste, but it's just less scary. Like I said, that's just the only difference. And it's kind of cool too when Jason's unmasked in this film later in the end of the movie. Then again, I don't want to spoil anything how it ends, but when they show the unmasked version of him, he basically has a, like I said, a deformed face, but with long ginger red hair. I was like, what? Jason has ginger hair. Long red ginger hair. But of course, later in the movies, I guess he doesn't have that ginger hair anymore because he's just bald and deformed later in the movies. What would I rate this film out of 10? I would rate this film, honestly, I would rate this film an 8 out of 10. This was a pretty damn good film. It's not as good as the original, of course, but it's a pretty damn good, solid sequel, that's for sure.
19.
So that was my quick review of Friday the 13th Part 2. Nothing really I can say about this film. It was just a damn good sequel. So please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys on the next sequel. There's so many more movies to go in this franchise. Oh my god.
The day you count on for terror is not over. Friday the 13th.